Hey guys, today we're reviewing Gunpowder Milkshake, which centers around an assassin who has to team up with her mom and some of her old colleagues to try to protect an 8-year-old girl from like a mercenary group of bad guys. This movie has a pretty star-studded cast. Angela Bassett's in it, and so is the girl from Jumanji, Karen Gillan, which I enjoyed that film a lot. Jumanji is one of my favorite comedy movies. So I guess the best way to describe this movie would probably be dumb fun. This movie, when there are action scenes, fight scenes, hand-to-hand combat, this is a ton of fun. I really think this movie shines in its action scenes and its fight scenes. They're stylish, the cinematography is on point, the camera angles again, it's just really well put together, and it's a fun time. And I think overall you can really describe this movie, Gunpowder Milkshake, as really dumb fun, because this movie is kind of ridiculous and it is very campy, but it has a very lighthearted tone to it. The movie doesn't take itself serious. It's one thing if a movie is trying to be super serious and it just ends up coming across as ridiculous, as opposed to a movie that knows it's being campy, it knows it's being ridiculous, and it knows it's being lighthearted, and that's the mood that it's going for. So I think, I can't really hold it against the film. So again, super campy as well, and lighthearted. I really enjoyed that. Something that was pretty glaring going into this film, or just watching, was the fact that there are some similarities between it and John Wick. For example, in John Wick, we all know that in the Continental Hotel, the assassins and no one's really allowed to have any weapons, and that's also similar to the diner in Gunpowder Milkshake, where assassins and mercenaries, whatever you want to call them, aren't allowed to bring weapons into the building. So that was one similarity that I came across, and that was apparent to me. Another one is, in the fight scenes, there's a fight scene in Gunpowder Milkshake that takes place in a library, and we have a library fight scene in one of the John Wick movies as well. And that really just kind of, was another similarity. And I guess the last similarity that I really saw between the two films was the fact that, I guess you could say this is in a lot of assassin movies, but the whole notion that, the library being the place where weapons are stashed and, ammunition is stashed and stuff like that, is like the quiet bookkeeper who is the person who knows the most about the weapon and stuff like that. It was always like another similarity between the two films that I saw. But this movie is its own. Gunpowder Milkshake is unique. It has its own style. It doesn't feel like John Wick in any shape or form. There are just some similarities that I saw between the two films. Gunpowder Milkshake really is its own standalone film. It feels unique, and it really does feel like a breath of fresh air. Now that I really think about it, I feel like we haven't seen a movie like in this style, like this kind of campy assassin, action-packed film in a really long time. So this was a fresher breath of air, and I really do appreciate that. If I had to rate this film 1 out of 10, I'd probably give it a 5.5. 5.5 out of 10. Again, this movie really shines in its action and fight scenes. Everything else in this movie is kind of a little bad, I'm not gonna lie. The dialogue can be pretty terrible. The acting at times can be pretty terrible, and it can be a little corny at times as well. But, this movie shines with its action scenes, and it really invests in those as well. I really do believe that 5-10 years from now, this film will have a really big following. It will have almost a cult-like following as well. It's just one of those films that I just have a feeling. I can see how people will really enjoy this film and, just fall in love with it. Kind of like with Scott Pilgrim a little bit, It really has that type of same lighthearted feel. So, yeah, we'll see if I'm right about that, See me in 5-10 years, we'll see if this movie has a cult following. But yeah, that includes my review for Gunpowder Milkshake. Thanks for watching. If you have seen the film, let me know in the comment section below, and subscribe here for more reviews in the future.